as Hayes van Hoeken has a nice intermediate time.
I know that also Peter Sagan wants to try to see if he can compete in the Olympics for the mountain bike discipline. That'd be interesting to see. But yeah, Wout van Aert has the best time of the finish with 4 seconds, sorry, over Reto Hollenstein. Very impressive considering he's usually a cyclocross rider. But seeing the success that other cyclocross riders such as Lars Broom and Nick Stieber have endured throughout their career so far, he's got a huge career ahead of him if he can keep this up. Very impressive. It's only a prologue. But if we look throughout the next few days of the Baloise Belgium tour, there are a couple of stages that suit him. Do you think he'd go well on Friday and Saturday?
Wout.
Yeah, Wout van Aert.
Yeah, I think he can win the GC in my opinion. Saturday is gonna be hard for him, but I think he can hold on Friday and then just try to stick to the others to stick with the others on Saturday, and he really has a chance.
But, see, this is a great time from Wout van Aert, but there's still a few other contenders out there on the road that are yet to go. I believe we have 5 riders left to go down the start round. Sergej Chenersky of Katusha, Frederik Ludvigsson, his brother is currently over there in the GOD Tally, riding a great race for John Elperson. Dylan Van Baarle of Cannondale still yet to go. Edward Turns, good friend of the show from Trek Segafredo. Tony Martin, several-time world champion in the time trial discipline. And then Jasper de Boist of Lotto Soudal are yet to go. So out of those riders, watch out for especially Dylan Van Baarle, Edward Toons, and Tony Martin. Jasper de Boist, isn't he usually a track rider?
Yeah, he is a very good track rider, actually. But he's preparing for the Olympic Games, so I think his form will be okay right now, and he's a fast sprinter. Which sprinters does Lotto Soudal has here? They have they
Against
have
the Busher.
the Busher, yeah, okay.
They also got Tischbino for the oval classification.
And they have the Boist for the sprint train as Chris Boekmans, so they will do good in sprints and in GC, I think.
It was good to see Bookmans come back after his horrible injury in the Vuelta a
Fantastic.
España. He was recently in the Tour of Turkey, I believe it was, where we saw him go really well in the Lotto Soudal. It's just called Echelon Train, where they split the race to pieces, and they have both André Greipel and Chris Bookmans in the podium one of these stages. You see Sylvain Chavanel coming to the finishing line. In his youth days, you'd expect Sylvain Chavanel to be a contender for today's prologue, but it looks like he won't be able to beat the fantastic time set by Wout van Aert, but he'll be near top 15, top 20 on today's stage, as he's got 200 meters to go riding for the Red Energy.
When the dinosaurs still lived, Sylvain Chavanel won the Tour of Belgium.
So yeah, that you definitely can't count on one hand. There have to go plenty of hands back in
Yeah,
time.
it's 2004, I believe.
2005. That was back when it was a
Or-
Boygus Telecom, I believe it was. So, I mean, Sylvain Chavanel is definitely a figure that's been around for quite a while. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 riders left to go in today's prologue. It's been a great race so far. I believe top 10 is as follows. We've got Wout van Aert from Crayland in first place, followed by Reto Hollenstein of I Am Cycling, and then we've got Nicky Terpstra and Yves Lampard of Ethics Quickstep following third and fourth. And then in fifth place, who is sitting currently in fifth place?
I'm watching Gijs van Hoeken at
Lars
the moment.
Boom is in fifth place. It's like, how do you pronounce that? Gijs van Hoeken?
Gijs van Hoeken.
Gijs van Hoeken of Topsport Flandern coming over the finishing line. It's actually a good time set by him.
He's also, just like Jasper de Boist, he's a track rider.
And so that's going to help on a discipline like today, because those track riders, there are no brakes on those bikes. They just have to go full out. So it's kind of what Gijs van Hoeken did today in this prologue. Again, if you have any questions, just ask us in the chat and we will answer them. That was a really good time set by Gijs van Hoeken. As we get the top 10 confirmed, Wout van Aert, Reto Hollenstein, Nicky Terpstra, Yves Lampard, Lars Boom, David Buscher, Gijs van Hoeken, Sylvain Chavanel in his pole, and Dries Divenens. So, I mean, big surprise is Wout van Aert in first place, but there are still a few good riders up there in the top 10 as Tony Martin is about to take the race on. How good do you think, Tony Martin? Let's have a little competition, chat and Janos Verlet. Try and predict the time that Tony Martin will produce today.
6:55.
So that would put him in second place, 3 seconds behind Wout van Aert.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's gonna be a 7 time. It's gonna be a 7:01 time from Tony Martin today. Let's see what the chat predicts. Enrico Gasparotto, the next guy to cross the finishing line. Great Ardennes campaign so far this year. He's not gonna have a good prologue today. He's 22 seconds down, but I don't believe that is his goal.
No. He's gonna go for a stage win on Saturday, I think.
He's got a good shot at taking that. Even one of the so-called sprint stages, as we have here in the Baloise Belgium Tour, but there are no sprint stages here in the Baloise Belgium Tour. The weather conditions can really mess up the race with side wind. We can have rain. Always makes for a good viewing pleasure for us spectators. We're probably gonna now the host broadcaster is most likely gonna follow Tony Martin for the rest of this stage, I'd expect. But no, they're switching to Martin Elminger, the rider who last year should have won Paris-Roubaix when all the riders crossed while the train crossings were up. So Martin Elminger, a good time that's gonna place him in 5th place over the finishing line, 7 seconds down of Wout van Aert. And the last rider is now gone on the road, Jasper de Boist of Lotto Soudal. So that is all riders for the day, and so the winner is now on the road, has already finished. I'm hoping we're going to go back and we're going to see Tony Martin, because after 2 minutes of racing they come to an intermediate time check, and it's a good indication of how riders are doing. If they are ahead of the time placed by Wout van Aert there, we could see a winner out there. Of course, as we're following Dylan van Baarle, another guy there who's been doing really, really well in the Cobble Classics for the last 2 years.
Post-race interview of Wout van Aert, he said, "I was really suffering, and I didn't have the impression that I was going well." So, okay.
Didn't have the impression I was going well. So imagine a day where he feels like he's going well. He will destroy the competition even more than he actually did on today's stage. And now here we go with Lawrence de Vresse of Astana. He's a huge talent riding for Astana, but not prologue-wise. But he's a rider that could go well in the GC together with his captain, Lars Boom.
I like his style. He's always attacking, and he, like you say, he could go well for GC.
One of the many Belgians to come through the Topsport Flandern system.
Laurens de Vreze, yeah, he rode 3 years for Topsport Flandern, then went to Wanty Group Coubert, and then to Astana.
Basically, all Belgians have been. At some point, I just used Sean Kelly as right there saying Belgians. Basically, all Belgians have at some point in their career been in touch with the Topsport Flandern organization or team or academy, and so they are a good facilitator of Belgian talent.
Yeah.
So
Most of the Belgian
not
riders.
having a good time today. Yeah, like Edward Toons came through Topsport Flandern, Ian Lampard did. Was Tom Bonen out there at some point in his youth days?
I don't think so.
Trying to remember. I know recent time a bunch of the Belgians have
Yeah.
contact. I'm trying to remember some of the.
Started with US Postal.
Just trying to remember some of the bigger Belgians.
I think you just named them.
Wow. There's still a few other people who I've not yet mentioned that are still on there. Just can't remember their name off the top of my head.
Nico Eekhout.
Well, he's a huge talent. And Tony Martin is going to beat the time of Wout van Aert at the intermediate time check by 0.16 seconds. The gap between Reto Hollenstein in third and... Well, Reto Hollenstein in second, sorry, and Niki Terpstra in third is 0.02 seconds. Very, very close. So it could come down to margins today. So between Tony Martin and Wout van Aert, a finish.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how Tony Martin goes. Tony Martin is being talked up as one of the biggest favorites to win the Baloise Belgium Tour for what seems to be the 4th time, I believe it is, for Tony Martin. He's been improving his cobblestone skills, and he's always been a great time trialist. And today, if this was Tony Martin of youth or old days, he'd go very, very well. But over the time, he's hasn't really lost his time trialing skills, but he's been focusing more on becoming a better, a contender for some of the classics. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm. I think this year's Tour of Belgium suits him a bit less because it's a shorter time trial. It's a prologue, whereas other years the time trial mostly was 11 or 12 kilometers. So he could get more time on this time trial. So it's gonna be difficult to win GC.
Here we see good friend of the show, Edward Toons from Trek Segafredo, a rider that we've been talking about quite a lot. So we put our reputation on the line. Oh, that was a rider on the left side there who crashed. Did you see that? There was a spectator riding his bike there on the left side who just had a little tumble. That's gonna make for a good highlight video after the Baloise Belgium tour is over. Well, that's unfortunate for him. Dylan Van Baarle gonna come down. Not a very good time for Dylan Van Baarle, but he's got his sights on Saturday and Friday, where he's got a good chance of producing a good result. So left out there on the road after Dylan Van Baarle finished. We have got, let me just try and look it up.
Teuns, Martin, and De Buist.
So 3 riders. Edward Teuns is going to be the next rider across the finishing line. Then Tony Martin, and then Jasper De Buist. So a boost. When we see Edward Teuns finish, that's probably going to have a good indication of whether or not Tony Martin's actually going to be able to come close to the time. Here we have Edward Teuns. He's a rider that if you could get close within 10 seconds of Wout van Aert, he could potentially win tomorrow's stage. Don't count him out. He is a fast sprinter, but it's been a respectable time for Edward Teuns, but it doesn't even look like he's going to come close to the time of Wout van Aert. He is really the Belgian hope for these next few days from Trek Segafredo. They've got Jasper Stuyven, they've got Stim de Walter, but Edward Teuns is the one to look out for. 15 seconds down in Wout van Aert. He's going to be up there. I think he actually gained a bit of time on some of his competitors in the GC, so look out for Edward Teuns. He's got a good shot at providing a really good result here for Trek Segafredo. 2 riders left, Tony Martin and Jasper De Buist. You predicted that, or at least the time you predicted would be Tony Martin coming in behind Wout van Aert, and I did the same, I just said further down. We'll see if Tony Martin will prove that our doubt in him is wrong, and he should be able to provide a good time. I'd love it if we could get live updates, but I don't think we can.
I said 6:56.
I said 7:01. 7:01 for me, but let's see. Tony Martin's got 4 seconds here, 3 seconds here, 2 seconds. It's gonna be close, but it's not gonna be quite enough.
He's not gonna make it.
He's gonna lose to the Belgian sensation, Wout van Aert.
Incredible.
He's shaking his head, and rightfully so. He just got beaten by the current cyclocross world champion, Wout van Aert, 21 years of age.
Incredible.
Wow. Wout van Aert has beaten Tony Martin. Let the bells ring tonight. Wout van Aert has provided a miracle.
I knew he would be close, but wow.
Still, Jasper De Buist is yet to come. Maybe he could come here and ruin the party, but I think the Belgians don't care. They've gotten their victories. Either going to be Jasper De Buist or Wout van Aert. What a time from the young cyclocrosser coming in here for Crayland. They're going to have a good party tonight. I'm sure that Sporza, the race providers, are going to have a good time with their post-analysis of this race.
A continental team taking the Prologue victory.
There were talks in the chat about why do they keep adding these smaller continental teams when they can add Bardiani instead and such. But look at this, Wout van Aert coming here, providing a huge result from Crayland. Tony Martin shaking his head. Today was really a stage he should take, but he's got his sights on the overall classification as well throughout the next few days, so he will do great. But Jasper De Buist will not beat Wout van Aert, and Wout van Aert has... He's done it, Jonas. He has done it.
Incredible. I think the World Tour teams will watch this and say, okay, let's contact Wout van Aert and get him
Where will
contract.
Wout van Aert go next year? Lars van der Haar has already made a big move up to Giant Alpecin. Wout van Aert, the next cyclocrosser to make a big move. Perhaps even go to Exit Quickstep, the team that he beat with no less than Tony Martin, Nicky Terpstra, and Yves Lampaert. What a victory from Wout van Aert. My name is Jess Branker. I was joined by my good friend Jonas Verlek. You're watching the Baloise Belgium Tour here in Cycling TV. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Jesper and Jonas, over and out.